Big O and Roy, yes. As we're starting up on Kalos League. First game of Wave C on stream here.
And I love how he's even repping the take this tag.
Take this tag, yeah. I'm looking for the Norwegians to cheer him on with that. It's a very useful move, and you're going to be hearing it a lot. You can hear it in the background already, Norwegians yelling, take this. That up and out shields, frame 4, I believe, really fast get off me option there. Quite disjointed too.
Super fast move for Richter. Definitely helps him alleviate any pressure that he's in, which is such an important tool for a long, like a mid and long range zoning character such as Richter.
Also using that side B and then jumping above it so he gets it on the returning way, hoping this opponent will forget and it suddenly gets tossed up in the air. Making it punish is really difficult.
I said though, Dio doing a really good job keeping this close, only 30% and Roy,
oh, the cross kind of messing it up there.
Yeah, the holy water also not exploding on the ground, slightly missed space there, that forward tilt, such a good move, the range on that.
Oh, there we go, placing holy water on the trap, there we go, F-tilt's going to be way more than enough to do it.
Yes, I like the idea from Dio right there, trying to drop down and then go around, but unfortunately Roy's double jump not quite high enough to really get around that holy water.
Yeah, the holy water really a lot of active hitboxes, you got to be careful to get around it. Ooh, juggling with his up airs.
Such excellently placed normals coming out from Whoophee. He really has a great handle of this character so far, and everything is just linking together super well.
There you go again. What's he going to do against that? It's down B on the ledge. It's such a scary trap because if you get up into it, you die.
Yes.
Richter doing a really good job of keeping him out right now. Since that first stock was lost, it's been a bit of a struggle getting in against this.
Yeah.
Oh, Whoophee, there you go, the cross again.
Whoophee has been in absolute control. Dio's just really struggling to find his way in versus this wall of whips and projectiles.
Really needs to take advantage of that disadvantage. Like when you're off stage, you need to get Richter.
Yeah.
Because if he gets back, that's when he thrives. Off stage, he's really vulnerable. Dio getting that first stock finally.
Perfect shield into the uppercut right there. And another thing I feel like with Richter in this matchup is that he's making great use of those side platforms in terms of recovery. You know, Richter normally having quite a linear, easy to challenge recovery. Using those platforms is gives him a mix-up option that Dio has to keep in mind, as we saw right there.
Certainly even air dodging onto them can mess up the opponent's flow, thinking that you'll go to the ledge and suddenly you're up there.
Absolutely.
Richter now throwing these, Whoophee throwing these axes, just if one lands, it's going to take the stock right now. Ooh, messing up that bit of a punish.
He had the weight, he had the idea there, but he was just a little bit too slow on the action.
A lot of projectiles coming the way of Dio right now. There we go, F-tilts.
I think that caught his double jump, that might be it. No, the axe. That is that second stock gone.
Amazing, getting rid of all his options, making he has to recover where that axe is positioned and taking the second stock. Landing with a neutral air too. Oh.
And just being able to cover all of these angles coming out from...
Oh, is that... Doesn't get the finishing hit, which might have ended it. Oh, nice back air there.
Yeah, very nice aggressive back air, just finding his way in finally.
Dio not too big of a deficit, but when you are at a deficit versus Richter, he's not going to come to you.
Feels like bit by bit, Dio may be starting to understand the way that Whoophee is placing his buttons, and as a result, we may see slight adaptations here and there coming out from him.
Certainly will. Also, Whoophee taking really great advantage of just pressuring and noticing what the opponent does after a projectile comes, and then just whipping whatever they choose.
Yes.
Really effective strategy, as we see here.
Yeah, we saw him conditioning him into shield and then forcing the jump because that shield was getting so low after the cross, he was just able to intercept that with the forward air.
Gets him off there with the F-tilt. Oh, that axe going to hit him, but so low it's not going to kill at 160.
That extra damage is definitely not damage you want to be taking, but the jab's not enough just yet. Another jab, forward air.
You need to take advantage of that situation.
Yeah, not capitalizing enough on that advantage. That is really crucial job coming out from Dio.
And now it's a really scary position too, because if Dio shields, Richter now has 2 kill throws.
Yes.
With forward throw and back throw at ledge will take the stock right now. As well as will the axe and the forward air.
Once again, conditioning the jump after shield and then intercepting superbly with that forward air to take that first game.
Brilliant. But as you mentioned also, Dio certainly showing a bit of adaptation at the end there. Not going out without a fight, and I certainly think that he'll take what he learned and do better this time.
Absolutely.
As we see them striking the stages now, as the stage list is positioned conveniently on the floor. The show floor. That's a table.
Show table.
Show table. That's even better.
I feel like Roy will either want to go for a tri-plat stage or somewhere small and oh, never mind, neither. Neither of those.
We get the same stage.
Big stage with 2 platforms.
Same stage, just slightly more to the middle. And a bit lower, I guess, with all the Pokemon stages having a similar layout.
But this is quite important. Having those platforms not as close to the edges, not as far out on the stage, means that it's more difficult for Richter to just air dodge onto those platforms as a recovery option.
Yeah, they're not aiding his recovery anymore, that is for sure. But they might aid him with pressure or even making struggle, because if Deo can get under Richter on that platform, he might struggle to get down from it, as his pressure over the aerials is really good. Ooh, these projectiles flying all over. Almost overextending, but pulling himself just back. Yeah.
Yep, you cannot afford to keep holding on to ledge right there. Whoophee saw that from a mile away and just caught him with a down angle forward smash.
That's what's so difficult about it. If you get up into it, you die. And if you don't get up into it, again, you die.
That is the strength of Richter Belmont's ledge trapping.
Absolutely. Oh, there too. Reading him will go high, expecting the forward air, but hitting him with the up air too. Whoophee is really effective with those up airs too. It's really just good positioning with it.
The up airs and the up tilts as well.
Ooh, no jump on Richter. Yep, he's dead.
Very, very nice catch from Dio. He really, really needed that to get back into the game.
Ooh, that up air again. Just air dodging that barely. Using down tilt as a get off me too. 2 hits sends them really safely away, and you get a lot of distance if you hit on shield too.
Another chunk of the axe, and that will be the KO.
Didn't even need the forward air.
Oof.
With a 13% down tilt. Ooh, Deo had him on in, but Nair's gonna let him get off.
Yeah, that Nair out of shield, pretty fast option coming out from Richter, and of course covers all sides of him and strings really well into his other moves.
It really does. It's a great way to actually. It has like no close range moves except that and like down tilt.
Yeah,
and it works really well as that. Ooh, trying to keep him with these aerials. Oh, if I didn't air dodge, I might have sealed it. Actually, I'm not sure how powerful that sword is in this game compared to Smash 4, but that hilt is definitely looking strong.
Yeah, it is very, very powerful. Particularly for moves such as forward smash and double edge dance. Ooh. Oh, but the axe slicing Roy's shins and taking that set 2-0 to Whoophee.
Really, really great item use. That's what I have to say. A lot of great item placements, followed up by just reactions and conditioning of what he's going to do next. Great play. Not too shabby from Deo either, though, I must say. He did hold his own, but in the end, just couldn't get in enough as much as he needed to.
Yeah, very, very solid play. Hopefully Dio will be able to perform throughout the rest of his pool. But coming up next, we have House versus Samotar.
Yes.
Now, of course, Armada was the projected first seed of this pool, so unfortunately he is not here. So we're getting a set between essentially the previous second and third seed to allow the first and second seed.
That will be House being a Finnish, I believe, Ike main. I know he has an Ike. I don't know if that's the only character he plays, though.
Okay.
And Samotar, which is, I do believe, a Dutch Inkling.
Ike versus Inkling, double I.
It's going to be a really interesting way to... Like, Ike needs to get him off him, I feel, because if Inkling gets in, that's a lot of damage every single time.
Yes, definitely.
So he needs to use that range of that sword and his fast nair just to keep him off him.
That neutral air, man. Such a fantastic tool for that character.
Certainly.
It's got incredible range. It's really safe on block. The fact that it confirms into that up air for mid% kill confirms. Up air and back air. Such a key central move to that character's kit in this game. I mean, it always was, but in this game especially, it's such a powerful tool. It
really is just a big part of his neutral, as it always was, and now more than ever, as he can string multiple nairs into each other even. So, hearing someone enter the stage now.
Indeed.
There you go. We have Samotar on the right versus House on the left. Finland versus the Netherlands. I think it's Netherlands. He speaks Dutch. That's all I know.
Okay. Running back to Pokemon Stadium 2 once again, of course. Many people regard this stage as the Smashville of this game.
Seems to be a very, very popular stage.
Yep.
It might also have something to do with it not being in the other games. So just they wanted to play on something else than Smashville music.
Yeah. Refreshing Pokemon music.
Absolutely, it's amazing.
A lot of good tracks there, man.
Having 3 Pokemon stages legal now, I think. If Unova is still legal, there's a lot of Pokemon music to go around.
Yeah, Unova is legal at this tournament. It is a counterpick stage, but of course, As we saw in the previous set, PS2 and Kalos League are both starters.
Yes, there are a lot of stages in this game compared to Smash 4. I believe you have 3 bands instead, which should give you an idea of how many options you have when picking a stage. A lot of similarities too, like Yoshi's Story and Battlefield.
Yep.
Also Wily's and FD. A lot of similarities, a lot of options.
Yeah, the stages in this game, we have, we're running 10 stages here at Valhalla 2. We have, as our starters, you guys might know this already, but Battlefield, Final Destination, Smashville, Pokemon Stadium 2, and Kalos Pokemon League. And then for the counter picks, we have Yoshi's Island, Yoshi's Story, Wily's Castle, Unova Pokemon League, and Town and City.
It's Town and City, I do believe, being the only one with moving parts still.
Yes, they don't move like they did, like they do on the regular version. Once the platforms come in, they stay in their position for however long, and then they leave. And then they come in with their new arrangement, and then they leave.
Yes, there's no movement like it would be in Smashville.
Yes.
Where it moves just a stationary platform, being the upside or downside, depending on the matchup, of hazardless toggle. Which is, thank you Nintendo for that, allowing the stage list to be as diverse as it is.
Yes. And of course, all stages being run at this event are all hazardless, so we won't actually be seeing the regular Smashville, the regular Town and City.
And you are right, we are going to Pokemon Stadium 2 for this. The gentleman. Yes, Inkling versus Fox, actually.
Ooh, Fox, very different character from Ike.